Hello, welcome to another MCO NXT video. Today we want to talk about why Mario Kart still matters. So we all know Mario Kart. You've probably played it before, maybe as a child, maybe last week. It's that game that somehow still exists and it still gets played. It still gets talked about. But what if I told you it's more than just a racing game? That's what I want to explore today, because I think Mario Kart has quietly become one of the most important cultural spaces in modern gaming. Not because it's revolutionary in mechanics, but because of the role it plays in how we connect, remember and experience games together. When people talk about legendary franchises, they usually point to complexity. Massive RPGs, cinematic action titles, competitive esports arenas. But Mario Kart, it's the game you bring out when you just want to play. There is no grind, no leveling system, just no commitment. Just pick a character, pick a card and go, and yeah, it stays and it works. And that is really what truly fascinates me, and what has fascinated me over the years. Because games that feel light don't usually last. They fade. They become outdated. But Mario Kart doesn't fade. And I think that's because it isn't really about racing. It's about interaction, about shared chaos, about laughing when you get blue shelled 1 meter before the finish line, about messing with your friends in a way that doesn't ruin the night, but somehow makes the whole thing better. And then there's the design. Mario Kart isn't just functional, it's rather expressive. Every track, every item, every sound cue, it all feels very intentional. And tracks don't just serve the gameplay, they kind of set a mood. They reflect ideas, some are really callbacks, some are risks, some are just fun to look at, and that is totally okay. It's a game that doesn't try to be edgy, but it also never feels dumbed down. That balance is, in my experience, extremely rare. Think about how many racing games try to be real. Real cars, real physics, real tension. Mario Kart went the other way, opposite direction. It said, what if this wasn't real at all, and yet still meant something? And honestly, that feels much more honest, because the way we interact with games isn't about realism, it's about resonance. And for millions of players, Mario Kart truly resonates. So what's interesting is how Nintendo has positioned this game culturally. They didn't make it exclusive, or they didn't gate it behind elite performance. You don't have to get good in the Souls-like sense to enjoy it. You just kind of switch it on and play. And that accessibility has made Mario Kart a kind of entry point to gaming itself for entire generations. I've seen families play it. I've seen people who never held a controller feel comfortable picking it up. And that tells you something. It tells you this game isn't just successful, it's foundational. And so, why does Mario Kart still matter? Because it holds space. It gives us room to connect without needing to prove ourselves. It allows us to play without pressure and still feel like we're part of something. It's a design philosophy that says, let us not punish people for not being experts. Let's let them in anyway. And in a digital world that's increasingly competitive and monetized and fragmented, Mario Kart offers a moment of clarity and simplicity, while not being boring. A moment where play means what it used to mean: joy, frustration, unpredictability, and above all, connection. So no, it's not just a racing game, it's actually a shared language. And kind of emotional memory as well. It's a crucial and very cultural space disguised as a very casual title. It's rather really a space, a cultural space. Digital culture comes in. And I think that's worth talking about. If you're here for that kind of perspective, not just scores and rankings and tips and tricks, but the stories around what games mean and why they matter, then this channel might be a place you will enjoy. Subscribe if you feel like it, or just leave a comment. What's your first memory with Mario Kart? I'd be interested. We'll keep exploring and see you on the next one. Thank you very much.